Yeah, so I don't need the full like getting ready timer. Uh, so yeah, let's go ahead and switch over to the old idle screen. Shout out to Dikko. Um, Fucking dope. We are open for business. Motherfucking open for business. Um, here. Okay. We've done all the things we need to do. We fucking held up the sign. We did a little starty dance. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those watching on YouTube, I think this is breaking rules. I think watching a YouTube video on Twitch to then upload that to YouTube as my own content is probably bad. Um, yeah, I hope the worst that happens is Dikko can like claim any profits I make, or claim the videos. I mean, I'd rather not get the videos claimed. I don't know if it's like a problem. I'm sure I'll fucking find out and then deal with it. I just hope it's not like canceling my fucking channel kind of problem. I hope it's just like a hey motherfucker, you're not supposed to do this kind of problem. Anyway, I'm super stoked. I feel like we're learning a lot. Um, I got my notepad here, still blank. So reminds me of being in school, always ready with the paper and the pen. This is my $100,000 pen here. They bought me this house. That's all I needed to be given 100 grand. It's fucking stupid. People are stupid. It's easy to get money if you know the steps to take to get there. Anyway, I'm gonna try something new tonight. It's 7 p.m. here now. I'm gonna try to stream till midnight. That's 5 hours. We might even go later. I'm on the verge of making it on time to work though, so that's kind of like, But work is fucking stressful right now. It's just like I can't keep up. Anyway, I'm not gonna bitch about work. We left work. Work's behind us. Now we get to have fun. I wanted to look as cool as possible today, which explains the hat and the glasses. If you don't think I look cool, join the Discord. And there is a suggestion chat channel where you can drop feedback and suggestions for the chat. Actually, does my Discord fucking link work anymore? Why did all my shit broke? Actually, let's fix that real quick. We'll go to our dashboard here. Is there anything unsafe on the dashboard that I couldn't show? Oh, okay, hold on. We had some offline follows. We had Graphics Oh Sammy, shout out Graphics Oh Sammy, Samay, and Sneaky Peek 93. We're getting a lot of interaction on Twitter lately. 99% of it is people trying to commission you for artwork. I say people, either people or bots, and it could be either. I'm kind of unsure at this point. Anywho, I was here because I wanted to click on CloudBot, and I wanted to go to commands, and I wanted to see Discord is active and everyone. So if I go to mod tools, name, Streamlabs. Why is Streamlabs? Is there a way to... Oh, I have CloudBot completely turned off. That explains quite a bit. Okay. Because we want to go to timers, and we want to, instead of having commands for these, we want to start linking our shit through timed messages, I think. Hey there, chatter. The best. Let's do this. I think it's fine to do this on stream. The best way to support me right now is by hitting that follow button, making sure to catch me whenever I'm live to help me attain the 3+ average viewers for the affiliate threshold. Those are some big words. I can't express enough how much that would mean for me and the community. Hell yeah. And we will do that. I think 25 minutes is cool. Discord. I am trying to grow the Discord community. If you want to keep close tabs on everything JC Face, please join us. There's also places to ask me anything and to provide feedback for the stream. Thanks. Oh, that's a good one. Okay. Add timer. Twitter bot. Interval 50 minutes. Every hour. No, every 45 minutes for Twitter. What's the easiest way to find my own Twitter links? What's my Twitter link? Wait, if I just go to twitter.com. Oh, that's right. Do you want to see my tweets? Sure you do. Hit me with that follow on Twitter and I'll hit you with a follow back. They'll never say JC Face ain't no follow back boy. It's fucking dope. That's gonna get stolen. Add timer. This is gonna be dark. Dark mode. I think I've already doxed my last name. Whatever. YouTube bot. Have you missed recent broadcasts? Is the VOD long gone from Twitch? Lucky you. I store all my streams over on YouTube, unedited, for your pleasurable consumption. Check me out and hit that sub button to show your support. Feel free to like and comment on as many videos as your heart desires. Mucho gracias. That is the extent of my Spanish speaking, so we'll go to YouTube, your channel, and then this is the link. And minimum line 1 every hour. 60. Boop. Is there anything else we want to link? We could link the Instagram and the TikTok. I'm not making many TikToks right now, but I would like to. So if I click this button, it takes me to the old TikTok. We can add a timer. We'll do every 2 hour TikTok bot. I haven't made many TikToks yet, but I actively trying to think more about doing them. Whatever the fuck that means. Hit me with that follow. Let's go. And then this could be every 110. Boop. Okay. Let's delete some of these other ones. Okay. So I only have 5 TikToks right now. It's stupid how, like, I don't understand how it works, but... Oh, 44 people have liked my shit. Real girl. Oh shit. Okay. TikTok's nuts. I need to get more active on TikTok. And then last but not least, Instagram. Insta, I feel like should be on a shorter timer. IG bot. Yo, you want a more personal glimpse into my world outside of the stream? Holy smokes, we got you covered. Follow me on Instagram to see me doing IRL shit and to check out the gosh darn kitty cats. The gosh darn cats that allow us to live with them. Hear that link. Hear that link. This one can pop every 75 minutes. Okay. Very nice. We're fucking slaying now. We have follow bot. So follow, Discord. Add timer. This is JC Penny. JC, pay attention. Just, hey, JC. Mm-mm, mm-mm. This is to train me, JC Face, to look and interact more with the chat. When this pops up, I should say something interesting or random or do a little dance. The world is my oyster. Okay, this one will have also that. This will be every 5 minutes. This is going to be a nutty one. Should we have any other timer? No, that's good. I think that's actually overkill, but you know, ain't nothing wrong with overkilling. Perfect. So, oh, did we believe just the right kind that you are more than just a dream. What? Loyalty? Oh, no shit. Oh, there we go. I was like, wait a second. My league, I believe. It's crazy. Okay, I think that's good. So Streamlabs should be a mod in the chat now, and it is. Okay. So now if I do Discord, look, there it is. Oh shit. Okay. Very nice. Is that it? That's it. So we don't have many commands. So that's fucking whatever. Let's do what we came here to do, y'all. Fuck. I'm just fucking
here with another kick-ass walkthrough. This is video 2 on a multi-part series that covers modeling for animation. In this video, we're going to spend some time blocking out the initial forms of the arms, legs, and torso. So with that brief intro out the way, let's jump right in, shall we?
Jump straight into it. I like that.
Alright, so we're just going to start
That's what we did. We did not spend 20 minutes fucking around.
We could probably keep the cube.
Oh shit, okay.
Keep the,
of course. Interesting.
So move that
fucking
into their own little collection because we can use that.
Dicks probably don't taste like cheese.
You know, read the previews.
I went with random because it was easier.
So just gonna move those into place. And it's all good to get organization.
What did I say? Oh no.
Up and running as soon as possible.
Why did I say that? Oh my goodness.
And I'll hide this collection as well. Call it Geo. And turn that off for now. Alright, so now what we're going to do, we're going to bring in some reference images, orthographic images for us to trace basically. For our
pornographic images?
Blocking. To do that, we're just going to add an empty to our scene and select image. Alright, make sure that that's centered to the world space as well. We're going to add a image to that.
Oh, give me a break. Oh my god. Mother's Day came and went. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I have a challenge for all of you. Go to
Damn,
every
okay.
computer in your house, your mom's, your dad's, your sister, your brother's computer, and install Honey. Wait, Mom, before you check out...
Empty.
No.
So we'll just go to our resource folder. Alright, so we got my little image here. And you may be wondering why I'm using an empty instead of like a background image plane in the viewport settings. So you can actually add background images in the viewport. I personally don't really like doing that because I like the flexibility of being able to just quickly move things around without really worrying about it. So I have my image here.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to kind of get it up to the right scale first. So we talked about that in the last video. So I want to make sure that the scale is up to scratch the moment I start modeling with this character. So let's bring back our little cube just as an example. So our cube is at the moment 2 meters squared. So
2 meters cubed
to be around.
What the fuck did he say that for? That makes me so mad. Our cube right now is 2 meters squared. No, a square is 2 meters squared. A cube is literally 2 meters cubed. It's a fucking cube. It doesn't matter. I'm making fucking a big deal out of nothing. But what the fuck? This cube is whatever.
Yeah,
not even upset.
1.55 meters tall, something like that. Maybe 1.6 meters tall. So I'm just going to squish this down until I get around that point.
Really?
In my dimensions. And that will give me a good idea of what scale this character will need to be. So I can sort of line up the top of this skull with the top of this cube, basically. So
okay.
Just scale it up. You can also scale it on the empty as well. So if I click on this and you go to size, without affecting the scale, you can actually affect the size as well.
Okay.
So just bringing that up to place. So we're starting to get there. And you can also bring it out in front as well, so you can just see it overlap in the empty settings. So now she's a little bit too tall. Actually, no, that's about right. That's about the right height. So I'm just going to line up the bottom of the foot there with my front view. And then I'm just going to pull that back. Actually, I'm going to duplicate that first. Pull that aside for now. And then I'm going to pull the first one back for my front view. And then I'm going to rotate the second one for my side view. So when I go to side view, I'll just line up the center of my world with this character, with this one, and then move that to the side there. So now I have a nice clean front and side view. And if I want to sort of align realign things so it's a bit more centered. So in this case, it could be a little bit off center. Let's have a look. That's actually pretty good. It's pretty centered there. I don't have to worry about going to my viewport settings and all sort of shit and fixing that up. So yeah, let's get blocking.
Nice.
But before we do all that, let's
I've gotten
sort of
to this
analyze
point.
this image and see what I aim to do.
Should we
with this
follow
belly
along?
block
Is this
and
like the
how we
reason?
can save some.
So the reason I don't want to follow along is because something can't be on screen, right? I don't have both displays going. Wait, but I could. Huh. No, because then chat's fucked, right? I don't have chat going. Interesting. Well, okay. No, because then I'm delayed. I was going to say we could have it so that chat is showing up at the same time I'm seeing it. So there's no delay between me interacting with chat, but then it's like there's a long delay between when the chatter sends it and when it's even longer than it would be, actually. No, I don't think we're going to follow along just yet. I think we're going to watch it, because he even recommends watching it all the way through and then watching it again as like and follow along. So we'll see. I've gotten to this point though. I tried to start blocking out my character. I actually have the reference frames set up. It just got to a point where I clearly didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Some time.
And so that's where we got. Now we arrive here. That's why I'm here now. Anyway, on with the show.
Out this model without really relying on too many fixing ups and going backtracking and shit like that. So I'm going to go into my front view, grab my grease pencil. So what I want to do when I'm blocking, because I'm planning on just modeling out the body, at least the base mesh, rather than sculpting, because I find that when you have an orthographic image like this ready to go, there's not much point in just going straight into the sculpting and then just sort of, you know, fiddling around with the brushes and stuff. You end up adding complexity way too quickly, and you're better off starting with some sort of base mesh to work with. So, but the base mesh,
So I'm sure he'll touch on this, and we'll get to this. I'm probably jumping the gun, but I don't know if you guys were here yesterday, but the part 1 video and the part 0 introduction like thing leads me to believe that like the modeling, or what he's calling the sculpting tool with the brushes, like I feel like it's like counterproductive to what we're going for. But I don't know exactly how fine-tuned the sculpting could be and whatnot. But it seems like it's like it would be fucking hard to keep, you know, some of the polygons. I don't know. I guess if you're using a mirror, then I guess it would work. I guess the mirror, if you're having it and mirroring the sculpture, it would keep it congruent. Okay,
can be the basis for your retopo as well. So we may as well block out some good edge loops from the get-go. So let's have a look at what we can do. So with that in mind, let's grab our brush and analyze this image. All right, let's analyze this image and see how we can save some time by being conscious of where we place our extrusions and edge loops. So what I want to do with this model from the get-go is establish my major points of articulation as I build out the base mesh. So my major points of articulation are the shoulders, the elbows.
What's up, Pooksole?
The knees, and the crotch area. So the hips,
Do it! Don't draw on her crotch!
Here,
oh my god!
sort of bikini line where the legs sort of meet the hips. So the hips are also a major point of articulation
Hips
in terms
and
of
the
the
crotch. I like how he says crotch.
the legs going back and forward or whatever. So I want to establish those as early as possible in the early blocking stage. So what would that look like as I work out our edge loops? So it would probably look something like this. So one, we need to get the curves in the shoulder. We want to get an edge loop that kind of does this. Goes sort of like this, so like it wraps around the chest. So we want to get an edge loop that kind of does this.
Okay.
Around the neck.
Oh, it's brilliant.
We want to get some loops in here, and we can establish that compression and elongation that I talked about in the previous video as early as possible as well. So here as well. So what we'd end up doing is getting something like this.
Yo,
In the
Streamlabs.
center. And then we
Um,
want to get
something interesting, something random, or do a little dance. So something interesting is that I bought a moped like a little over a year ago, and it cost me, today I filled up the gas tank on my way home from work. It was $2.55. And I do that about once a week. I'm averaging about $10 a month on gas right now for transportation. But you tell some people that and they're like, what the fuck? Like, I spend like $60 just to fill up a single tank. And I'm doing that like 2-3 times a month. Holy fuck. And then you look at the maintenance costs and just the overall purchasing costs, and it's like, mopeds, man. Because like when I think of moped travel, primarily you think of like Asian countries, or I do, like but ooh, public transport, so you don't have to worry about fuel costs at all. you're also limited to the public transport timing, the routes. Not that it matters. You could obviously like do that shit. But yeah, hell yeah. We don't have a really good public transit system here in Oklahoma. I live in Oklahoma City, so it's actually like it's okay. There's like buses, but like some of the bus stops don't even have fucking like sidewalks to them. They're just like a fucking a bench or whatever. I don't do sports. I'm not an anything fan. Um, so I like, yeah, I don't know. Basketball is like funny to me. Actually, sports in general are funny to me because it's like, I don't know, like old combat games or like old war game simulations is I think what they like stem from. It's like, huh. And like, who made up the rules? And like, why are they so like, I don't know. It's like they're fucking set in stone. But now there's like committees on the rules and shit. How is there anything like OKC related that I'm like, yeah, go OKC? Like, no, I was born here. I wasn't even born in Oklahoma City. I was born in like some podunk town up north, and it's, you know, I never saw myself as a city boy, but I mean, we moved here when I was what, in the 5th grade, 4th grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade. So I mean, I've been in like the OKC area for a lot of that.
The bikini line up and running as well. So we want to
Ooh.
get.
I get so bricked up when he's talking about the crotch and the
edge
bikini
loop that
line.
kind of goes, or the break
Like,
of
yeah,
edge loops that
I want
go
to
sort of like that.
fucking touch a crotch.
So we have
I want to see the bikini
edge
line.
loops that come down like this.
It's just-
But then we have
You're so dirty.
We have-
Oof. Control Z, bro. What the fuck? He's acting like he's like really fucked up.
edge loops that kind of go from the bottom of our the crotch up to sort of mold with the hips, and then they sort of travel around the back.
Yeah.
So what we'd end up having is sort of like a break in the elbow like this in terms of topology as we get
Okay.
that compression and elongation in there, like so. We have the same thing here.
But it's just reversed, right? Yeah. Because you want the expansion in the front.
In its simplest form, we'd have something like this that goes in like that, and then these spans go down like
I feel
so.
like the Spotify in the background is just unnecessary
leg.
for right now. It's just like, what
And
the
the
fuck is
hip
that sound?
joint, or the hip
Oh.
edge flow would be something
Shit's getting fucked
similar
up.
to this, where you have kind of goes up, and then it can either wrap around the butt and go back down, or it can wrap around and go around the back, like so.
Oh, we're gonna try to do a long stream tonight, Poopsel. I'm trying
that's
to, I'm
basically,
trying to
how
do
we're
a
gonna
5+
work
hour
out
stream.
The, overall
Now I
flow
want to
of
start doing. I want to start
object. So
making
what we'd
that
have
like
here
the
is for
norm.
the shoulders, you'd have
It's gonna be hard, but
edge loops that
definitely
kind
wanna
of go
try it.
around the neck, like so. And then there'd be some sort of break here for the arm as they travel down the arm, like so. With the face, we're not going to worry about too much because this is the only part really that we're going to really sculpt properly.
Oops. Okay, so this is fucking what's so great about the character I've created and how like the modeling's gonna go. Oh shit. I guess I'll try to do like the robot real quick. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, we got wiggly with it. Oh shit. Oh shit. Da, 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 da. Okay. Ooh. Sorry about that. Making YouTube highlights, dude.
Once we get the
To be fair, I've been thinking a lot about the stream lately, and there's like a lot of things I'm like on my plate regarding this stream. So like I need to make more Instagram posts. I need to start making TikToks. I need to become like a social media guru. Excuse me. Right now, the YouTube is just for saving VODs. I want to get to where I'm like, how did I fucking get winded from that dance? What the fuck? Anyway, yeah, it just goes to show you I'm so out of shape. It's nuts. Yeah, fuck. I do want I want to make YouTube highlights. What the plan for YouTube is I want to make a second YouTube channel and call it, so I have, just JC Face, but I also want to have like an edited like, so it's just like there's a VOD channel, but then I also want to do like edited content where I'm doing like highlights or just like cutting entire series. So like the entire time I played WoW, like go back and just, not now, like, but it'd be good for like in the future. Like I play a game for like a month or two, and then at the end of me, like kind of when it like winds down and I'm quitting, I go back and I take all of that and I mesh it into like a single conclusive video where it's like, all right, we started. There's like, develop some sort of like story arc, and then have it like finish with like some big thing, right? So, but that means that when I start playing games for these chunks of, month-long chunks or 2-month-long chunks, I need to set a goal and then like create drama along the way. And I don't necessarily even need to even create drama. The game, playing the game, is dramatic in and of itself, and there's going to be like challenges that I need to overcome, and the eventual end is like reaching whatever goal I set for myself. So if I'm having fun with the game, obviously we can extend the goalpost, if you will, of getting to, we reached the goal that we set, and then we just keep playing or set a new goal. But that'll at least help in making like the edited YouTube content. Right now I'm just so limited on time. Like it was it's just, I don't know. I definitely, it's a good idea, and I do need to do that, but I haven't tried doing it yet.
With a sort of proxy mesh, and then reproject our base mesh onto that. But for the face, because it's far more complex, we're going to actually sculpt out this face.
I am trying to, and it's actually interesting because when I watch certain YouTube or certain Twitch streams and they're like commenting or doing, I forget what the term is for, or the term is, but like what I'm doing right now, where I'm like watching a video and I'm pausing it and I'm like interacting with the video, and I'm like commentary videos, maybe, something along those lines. Yeah, maybe it is just called commentary. But when I would watch streamers, I'd be like, I don't see how they do this. Like that just seems fucking annoying. Like not watching a YouTube video, constantly pausing it, or not watching it all the way through, constantly pausing it and like talking. And then I've been doing it for like the last couple days. I'm like, this shit is easy. Like imagine if this was all I did, was just like watch YouTube videos and talk. Not that that's what they do, but like for some big streamers right now, that is basically all they do, is like this shit. And like not even like for with a purpose. Like I'm actually watching this tutorial to like try to learn how to do 3D modeling, but like they just watch like popular fucking shit and then just like voice their opinion on it.
Initially, and then retop.
No, wait, I could do this. We might have to fucking widen the time frame that the Streamlabs is training, or like the training is going on, because like that just seems like ridiculous. Like I'm already talking and like a lot. Something random. There was a time in my life where I wanted to build a small apartment complex in my backyard and put food out for the neighborhood cats, that like the feral cats in the neighborhood, and then like set up cameras to record a bunch of footage of like these cats interacting with each other and coming in and out of the apartment complex, and eventually take all of that footage, create a story that kind of matches with what the videos are doing, name all of the characters, and then like do voiceovers for all of the characters, and like create a fucking TV show, or like a TV drama, or like a kind of like a The Office style thing, or I don't know, like it's fucking an open-ended thing, right? But basically shoot episodes and and do that. It was like a serious thing that like I wanted to work on. And it was actually before I picked up the, you know, daily streaming thing. It was like an idea before that of like, what if to release my creativity I did this instead. But yeah,
But
it didn't pan
what
out.
we're going to try and
It's still
establish
something I could do, but-
overall in the long term is some loops that go around the eye like so.
We don't have to worry about any of this. Our dude is in a helmet, and we're gonna have
at
very
least one
limited
loop that goes
facial
around like a little mask.
features.
Like so. And then they'll break off there somewhere. And then we're going to have a center line span that goes through there. Like here and like here. And for the mouth, we're just going to have loops that go around like so. And then at least 1 or 2 spans that go around over the nose and past the mouth. Because that's sort of representing that nasolabial crease as she moves her mouth and smiles and talks and all sorts of shit. And then
I'm gonna go ahead and extend that timer right now. Because what I really don't want is that just being like obnoxious. And right now it feels super obnoxious. Like 5 minutes, it just goes by too quick. So what's our shortest timer right now? 25 minutes? Okay, so we'll up this to 15 minutes. So every 15 minutes I need to come up with something interesting to say, something random to say, or decide to do a little dance.
and we'll probably have some just some grid line mesh down there. So basically that's how we're going to approach overall our model today.
What is Outplay? You play and it records. You can choose exactly what you want it to record, whether it be kills, assists.
All right, with that in mind, let's jump in. I'm going to reduce the opacity on this character as well. Bring it down to about, I don't know, 20%. Just so we have something, or 10%. Just so we have, you know, some transparency.
Wow, he was almost
so
like exactly on
about it.
0.1.
And then I'm just going to lock off those, lock off the selection of those so I can't accidentally fuck around with them.
Oh, okay.
Right, let's bring back our little cube.
I like that.
I'm going to recenter that. And then I'm just going to go into my edit mode, add an edge loop. Actually, you can actually do it even simpler. I'm just going to grab this face. And then I'm going to shift, control, and then click and move that center, that face into the center line, and then delete that middle face. And this actual little cube is going to become the basis of our body as we start adding extrusions and stuff like that. So yeah, let's add a mirror modifier to that cube.
Yeah, I've gotten this far already.
And I'm going to turn on clipping. And the cool thing about clipping is basically if you overextend your verts
I like the way
this,
he spread that open.
they'll just basically merge into the center and not be a pain. So like you'll always get a nice clean center line of verts down the middle of the
Oh fuck.
down the middle of the body. So you're not going to get like overlapping verts or anything like that like you would get in other software if you're not being careful. So that's really
Okay,
really cool.
let's get comfortable.
All right, so let's just scale down this little cube in edit mode now. We're just going to get it down to the sort of parameters of our body.
Yeah.
Very quickly. Just get a very simple blocking going on. So starting from the chest, like so. I'm just going to line up those initial verts with the body. So now we know that the chest is sort of sitting in the front view like so. So I'm just going to get that in. Gonna line up her body, and I'm also having to initially sort of imagine what this character is going to be like without clothes, and where that skin would sit underneath those clothes.
He's talking about being naked.
Is also going to be changing her clothing in my film as well, so I got to be careful about where I place, you know, where I place the underlying physiology of this character.
True.
Alright, so I'm just going to actually leave that down there for now, and then we'll clean up that after the fact. Alright, cool. And now we're just basically going to end up extruding things. And make sure that when you're playing with your initial shapes that you've got your scale applied, because you'll get weird transforms if you don't have a uniform scale applied in your initial model. Because then you'll get like, if you're trying to extrude or do insets or anything like that, you're going to have a...
Okay.
Alright, cool. And now we're just basically going to end up extruding things. And make sure that when you're playing...
So right now,
with your initial shapes that you got your
his scale's scuffed. What does he do to fix it?
applied, because you'll get weird transforms if you don't have a...
Why the fuck wouldn't you say how you did that? What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Scale applied. Be changing her clothing in my film as well, so I got to be careful about where I place you know, where I place the underlying physiology.
Does it show anywhere what button he pressed?
Alright, so I'm just going to actually leave that down there for now, and then we'll clean up that after the fact. Alright, cool. And now we're just basically going to end up extruding things. And make sure that when you're playing with your initial shapes that you've got your scale applied, because you'll get weird transforms if you don't
he clicks the button,
have a uniform scale applied in your initial model, because then you'll get like, if you're trying to extrude or do insets or anything like that, you're going to get a lot of issues. Alright, so I'm just going to add a center line to begin with.
Oh, thank God you didn't do that be ambiguous there, because that would be really frustrating for somebody. But luckily what he did with the scaling, you can just fix by not doing it the way he did it.
So I can bring down those shoulders. So as you can see, I'm already starting to block out the key principles I have about modeling characters into this initial base mesh. So if you haven't seen that video, I definitely recommend you check it out. So we've got our basic sort of body for our upper chest. And now I'm basically just going to start extruding out. Like so. And you can see here, we're getting to that part of the body where I kind of have to start thinking about where I'm going to place this geometry. So I'm actually going to grab hips, and as you can see, I've got this merging issue here again because I have clipping turned on, so I can actually fix that by either turning off clipping and see if it's merged, turn off the clipping temporarily, and just remove those overlapping verts. So if you scale too much in the center line, you'll get that clipping issue. So I'm just going to keep that center line up and running, and then turn on clipping again. So I'm just going to sort of estimate where that hip will sit, like so. And just sort of block out that center line a little bit. And it's best to start simple. Don't do too much geometry from the beginning. So just your basic shapes. We're basically, it is blocking after all. So don't overdo it.
Are you ready to simplify your production work?
No.
Be able to
Quit giving me targeted ads. Oh my God, it's so frustrating.
Playing with the original.
We're gonna pretend like we know who you are. It makes it more likely that you'll spend money with us.
And I'm only basically using one tool at the moment. I'm just using the extrude tool and the move tool to get this initial block going. Alright, so we got our body in there. Like so. And now let's have a look and see how that's looking. So right now it's looking a little bit too empty there. So I'm going to get that initial loop around the chest going. So as you can see, if I add that loop now, just from that these basic shapes, I can still add a loop going around her chest. So I'm going to add a single loop. I'm going to start filling out the anatomy of that body a little bit further. So here the back is looking a little bit too flat, so I'm just going to bring that up like so. All right. We can also add a, right now, we have to add a center line down the middle of the body as well. So we can add one just going straight down the middle like so. And this will form the basis of our arm going forward as well. So let's bring up this part to sort of settle the neck joint. So where the neck meets, we're just going to flatten that area out a little bit, just so we know that it's going to be the neckline. And when I talk about center line, it's always good to have at least some sort of a consistent center line down the side of the body as well as the front, because you'll get a much cleaner. You'll be able to manage your model a little bit better as well overall doing that as well.
Okay.
All right then. So going forward, let's try and get this neck up and running. So we're just going to select these two faces on the top here, and then just going to drag out sort of a spheric, circular shape out of that neck, just to get some semblance of consistency there in the neck. Get that center line up, and then I'm just going to extrude out up the neck for the time being. So we have our neck up and running, very simple, and now we're getting those nice loops going on there, and we can
Necks
sort of
are
adjust
weird.
these verts as needed. And you want to try and keep your edge flow looking pretty clean as well. Just keeping those, the consistency of the lines, the edges as clean as possible.
I see what's going on here.
Right. So we've blocked out our neck. So now we're onto the arms and the legs. So let's start with the arms. So you may think, oh shit,
I
let's
feel so
just
tired right
extrude
now.
out an arm like this, and we'll get everything we need done. Not quite. What we need to do is we want to preserve volume on the top of our shoulder here and reduce volume under the arm. So we want to actually separate these faces or these edges forward and then pull down these faces to get the arm extrusion that we want. So let me demonstrate. I'm just going to grab this vert and push V on my keyboard and pull that up to separate it, and then pull it out like so. So we get a nice clean edge flow around the top of the shoulder. I'm then going to pull down this vert so we get something like this going on for our middle of the for our arm, basically our arm hole, if you want to call it anything else. But we have one extra issue. So if I were to extrude out an arm now like this, we're going to get a 6 pole. We're going to get a star in the middle of this arm. So we don't want that on either side. So we need to do one extra thing with this area, and that is add a little bit of extra geometry in the middle between our arms to reduce the likelihood of that happening. So I'm going to grab these edges here and just separate with V again and pull those up like so. Like this. And then I'm just going to fill that back in. So I'm going to fill that back like so and like so. And then I'm going to add an extra edge loop there and an extra edge loop there. So now we have a nice opening for our arm. And we have 8, at the moment we have 8 edges for that to play with when we extrude out that arm. So before we do that, I'm going to turn on, make sure I have this tool turned on. It's called Loop Tools. So jump into your add-ons, type in Loop Tools, and just turn that on because it gives you some extra features that are a total lifesaver in Blender. So if you go to Tools, or so go to Edit, View. Oh, fuck, where are they? Loop Tools. Item, View, Tool, Options, no. Workspace, no. Edit, yes. In the Edit tab, sorry. Go to the Loop Tools, and we can circularize this selection so we get a nice circular arm hole, basically. But before we do that, I'm going to add 2 more loops, I think. Let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2. So we have 12 edges. And this is really important when it comes to making our hand, because with 12 edges, or with an arm that has 12 verts, we can easily create a hand that seamlessly joins with our arm.
Okay.
And I'll explain that later, but I'm trying to be very technical with the way I block out this character, because trust me, by being technical like this, you really are able to save time and grief with how we do things. So yeah, let's circularize this thing. And you can see it's kind of fucked up our blocking a little bit, but we just have to scale that down, pull it out. And now we can just sort of just squish it down a little bit. And this will look a lot cleaner once we add more geometry, so don't worry. And you can see we've got a little bit of stretching going on, so we're just going to redistribute that. So we want to keep the top of the circle relatively linear with the rest here. And just scale it up a little bit. And what I want to do is, with this arm, basically, at this point in time, the arms are too close to the body in this sketch. So I want to just sort of trace the arm as a separate object to get the scale.
I'm already like looking at the live timer. I'm like, okay, we're at 1 hour. Am I gonna be able to make it 5 hours? Like, I don't fucking know. I feel so tired. I don't know why.
The arm, right, and then reattach it to the body. So for now,
Just like
I'm just going to
exhausted.
extrude out just another loop like this. And then I'm going to separate it using, just separate it from the rest of the mesh temporarily. So I'm going to push separate. I'm just going to split the selection. So that's now separate. Okay. And temporarily, I'm just going to select everything in this center line here, this mesh, and push hide. And just working with this loop, I'm going to line up this loop with my arm and block out that arm in very simple terms. So just block out that, like so. Gonna get that forearm shape in there a little bit there, like so. And then just pull in for the wrist. Alright, cool.
Nutty.
Alright, we can add a little bit of mass there as well if we want to add a little bit of variation in the bicep and the tricep. So we got our arm there. Let's just line that up as well with our image. And as you can see, with my forearm and in the front and side view, I'm not quite in sync with the lining up of my character, but that's fine. We just have to sort of eyeball it then. But let's just grab these faces here and just sort of rotate that into place. Well, actually, I'm going to keep it straight for now because yeah, it makes sense at the moment to keep it straight because we can put it back into an A pose after the fact, and we can be a bit more technical about it. So I'm just going to keep it relatively straight instead of conforming to the sketch, basically. So I'm going to keep just as long as the scale's good. Okay. That's all we need. So I'm just going to add an extra loop here and an extra loop there, and then we'll worry about the adding that extra geometry at the back of the elbow toward the end of our blocking, when we get to the next stage of our modeling, which is just refining the block, basically. So we can unhide that, And now what I want to do is just grab this arm, and I'm going to actually make it into a T pose for time being. So I'm just going to have it out straight. And what we can do to make sure that everything is rotating in the right spot, just put the 3D cursor at around the elbow area, so probably around here. Go to 3D cursor. Oops. Use the 3D cursor as a reference point for rotation, and just bring that out straight like that. And that gives us our arm blocking good to go. And now let's just grab these, this connection here. So I'm going to use soft select. Bring down that soft selection a little bit and just sort of line that up like so. We can bring that arm in a little bit. Turn off soft select here. I'm going to straighten that out with the scale. And then I'm just going to fill in an edge loop here, basically. Like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Cool.
No.
All right. And the cool thing now is that we have our clean edge loop for our upper body, and we can now start to flesh out the rest of the chest and the torso. So I'm gonna add a few more edge loops like so. And now I'm just going to refine this selection. So the cool thing as well is that because we got this nice clean topology going on at the moment, I can add an edge loop down the center line here of this mesh here, and it will travel through the body without any sort of spiraling or fuck-uppery. So yeah, cool.
Fuck-uppery, nice, I like it.
And this is where we can probably use the sculpting tools to sort of smooth out things. So jump into sculpt mode. And then with a really soft brush, just like a super low strength, just tap away a little bit to get the form of our body into that. And because the nice thing about this is because we're using the mirror modifier, we know that even if we have mirroring turned on in sculpt mode without mirror modifier, there's no guarantee that you'll get a perfect mirrored sculpt, but in mirror mode you can. With the mirror modifier, sorry.
So he did touch on that. That's interesting.
Basically smoothing out.
So earlier I was like trying to sound cool and like talk about how this would even work, but that's how it works. Is the mirror mode combined with, and like it was that fast. He went from like a complete just block to
the distribution of those faces.
Boom, now it looks like a body almost.
To allow us to do some extra sort of volume blocking of our body for the character. So notice how I'm not really I'm not playing with the arms at the moment. I'm just playing with the body because that's a really important component. We can add a few more edge loops to the
edge loops,
and we're getting a very decent block of the body very quickly. Like so.
Very quickly indeed.
All right. Let's have a look at the legs. So what we want to do, we want to create that loop, right? That fancy loop that goes down the legs, and we have a nice loop that goes along the crotch. So this is a fairly straightforward way of doing things. So similar to the arms, I want to create some extra geometry down at the bottom of the crotch. So notice how by sculpting it, it's kind of reduced the distance of this bottom faces. So all I'm going to do is basically extrude out a crotch line like so, and then I'm going to see about how we can establish that initial loop that goes around the leg. So we can actually do that just by extruding, basically. So select all those faces and extrude. And then I'm just going to bring that in. I'm going to smooth that out a little bit with the smooth tool, just so we get that loop up and running. So straight away, we're already establishing the hips quite nicely with this initial loop. So we got a loop that goes up and around the hips, like so. And then we also have, let's see, how many faces do we have? We have 14 edges. That's okay. We can live with that. Normally I'd try and establish a 12 loop leg as well, but it's not as important as the hands in my opinion, so we can get away with that. And we'll probably have to add a second center line to those legs anyway, and I'll explain that later. Alright, so let's just extrude out some legs now. So we've got that loop going on, and we're probably going to break this loop for the back, because once we do the butt, we're gonna redirect some of these some of this direction. But for now, let's just grab these faces that form the initial shape of our body, and basically extrude out those legs.
Dude, I feel like I'm about to fall
and asleep. And we can circularize that as well.
The fuck is wrong with me?
And shrink that down.
Maybe we don't get to do a 5-hour stream tonight.
So we go somewhere.
How do I feel so goddamn exhausted?
I'm going to sort of rotate that a little bit as well for the knee line, and then extrude out again.
What is wrong with me?
And those calves. And extrude once more down for the feet and the ankles.
Ankles? Fucking girl don't have no ankles. What the fuck happened? Euphoria.
Make sure you keep looking at the front and the side at the same time to make sure everything's lining up properly. So you can see here that the ankles are looking a bit wonky, so we're just gonna basically just rotate that to fit like so. Alright. Make that a little bit smaller in the knee, and we can add a little bit of more volume into that knee in the Y, like that, and in the front, just help flesh out that shape. So we're getting a pretty good blocking of the body in about, what, 20 minutes, half an hour, so not bad.
Not bad at all, dude.
And now we're just going
Why do I feel so damn tired?
Pretty simple. Just select those faces.
What is wrong with me right now? Like, I was like so pumped to come do this, and now we're like an hour and 10 minutes in, and I'm like nodding off, sitting here. I don't know what it is. I don't. There's like no, just like
back to just flesh out that.
No,
that
just like
heel.
random fatigue.
So this one.
Is it mental drain?
This
I
one.
don't know.
And we're not going to worry too much about this topology at the moment. We'll fix it out after the fact. Alright, so we're just going to choose wisely our faces to extrude out the actual structure of the feet. So I'm going to go with these 4. Actually, before I do that, I want to establish a center line for my leg. And I think, actually I already got one. So I'm just going to rotate these a little bit, so I have a clean center line for the leg, so where the center of the knee will sit.
Carl.
So this will be
the cats are fucking starting their chant.
Here. Alright.
Terrible news. What are you talking about?
Let's smooth that out and have a look again. Yeah, we can work with what we got for now. If we have to add a new center line, we can do that after the fact. But right now, this will be fine. So I'm going to select these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 faces, and eventually I'll probably have to put a center line down the middle here. So if I add one there,
I can't be a little
just make
bitch.
sure,
Come
and
on,
it'll go
JC
right around the
face, you ain't a
body
little
and be a nice
bitch. You ain't
clean loop to
tired.
begin with. So we have a nice center line for the foot. So now we're going to select these 6 faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. And just extrude out. Scale down. And just a little bit out further, just for the toes. And if you plan on having individual toes for your model, we'll talk about how we can create those that structure as well in the next video. Add a few loops, add a few loops. And now we have a pretty good structure for the foot. So I might simplify that loop structure first and just make sure I get the overall structure of the foot looking okay first. So something like that will be fine. I'll smooth that out. Once we sculpt, we can sculpt in some smooth in the mesh with a little bit of sculpting. So just with these loops, that should be good enough to just do a bit of a sculpt. You can turn on wireframe if you like as well. And notice how I haven't put on smooth preview, smooth shading or subdivisions yet, because you want to work with as much simplicity as possible. So adding smooth shading will not give you the right sort of color, information when it comes to where you've placed your verts and your faces and your edges. And having subdivision at this stage will only make life more complicated. So, and also slow down your process because it actually takes a performance hit. So just sculpt out this stuff a little bit, just using the smooth brush. And that should do for now. We can clean up this part now as well. So what we got a little bit of a problem here. We got a loop going around the foot and then terminating at the heel. So, I mean, if you wanted to have like a realistic heel to some degree, this could be a good idea, but I want to make sure the loop goes around the foot totally. So I'm just going to delete these. The bottom of the foot for now. Actually, I'm just going to select these faces first, and then I'm going to do an inset, and then I'm going to delete whatever is inside that insetted set of faces. So.
What? Okay, I see what he's saying.
I'm just going to push inset just a little bit. Delete these faces that exist there.
And now he's... Oh, that's smart.
And because we have an even amount of edges at the bottom here, if I just push Control F and go grid fill, we should get a pretty clean grid fill just out of the box. But it doesn't look like it quite works, so I might clean that up manually, just like so. Yep, that looks okay. And then we'll just fill in those with quads.
The fuck?
So we're still trying to keep that geometry nice and simple. Let's go with that instead. That looks much better. Face. Actually delete both. So now we have a much cleaner set of topology from the beginning with the feet. So now that loop is now, staying within the structure of the foot. We have loops that going around in some part around the body still a little bit, but it's still cleaner than it was before. But the loops around the feet now are much cleaner as well. And the only reason why we're getting a loop going around here is because it's actually going right around the bottom of the base of the foot. So it's not actually a bad thing, because it's not spiraling or anything like that, so that's fine. So as you can see, we've already blocked out most of the body
Damn,
structure.
he did that so fast.
And we can do a few little switch changes here. Get those thighs a bit closer in the center. And you can even use sculpting to do this as well. So I'm just going to bring those in. So I'm going to bring in...
If you're trying to create a game, do not learn how to code. That may seem very backwards to a lot of you guys, but if you go into college for 4 years and go into $80,000 of debt to learn how to code, or you watch hundreds of hours of crappy YouTube videos on, hey, how do you get started coding? It's not going to help you create a game.
Ah, fucking ad. Oh, he's touching her crotch. Hell yeah.
This topology first. Then bring in this topology.
Ooh.
Like so. And widen up those thighs a little bit. And then we can add a few more spans along the thigh.
Oh, yeah. Touching her
And
thigh,
the
too.
chin.
Ooh.
Alright. So let's just do a little bit of sculpting again. And this is the cool thing about Blender. You can jump in and out of sculpting really easily. And just smooth out that body. So we just want to make sure that that quad structure is nice and even across the board.
What?
And again, I'm not fucking with the arms right now, because the arms, we have to give it some special treatment as we get into more detail with the hands. Alright, so now we have a bit of a pancake butt going on.
A little bit of...
math there.
We're about to fix the pancake butt, boys. I hear it.
Yeah, so we need to actually create some extra mass there, because there
Oh, yeah. We have to drop a dumpy on this bitch.
is a lot of stretching going on as a character walks, jumps, and moves around.
Yeah.
add-
Wait, does he animate booty jiggle? Because I noticed in his other model, he definitely animated titty jiggle. If I get this process down, I am 100% making some waifu bitches. I'm just gonna fucking lay that out there right now.
that structure as well.
And booties and boobies are jiggling. I'm just gonna it's happening. If that offends you, I'm sorry, but woo, it's been a dream of mine.
But we have a nice base to work from going forward. So that will be what we will be covering in the next video. So we're going to add some volume in
Are we done with this?
We're going
Okay.
to add her chest. We're going to sort out these elbows and knees. We're going to fix up
I need to
these
feed the
feet, 'cause if you
cats
look at
again.
the front, they're kind of fucked at the moment. They're a bit too narrow.
I love, yeah.
Uh,
It reminds me of being
a
at
bit too
work,
small.
where it's like you're hyper professional, but then every now and again you're just like, "Fuck this! This is bullshit. Get the fuck out of here." It's great.
So next video is all about adding volume to the body. But even though we haven't really got that volume in there yet, we can still test out this this mesh to see if it's working all right in terms of its topology. And the easiest way to do that, in my opinion, is to actually export this out and bring it into a website called Mixamo, which is a sort of library of motion captured stuff that lets you project that motion capture onto your own mesh. So let's have a little bit of fun with that before we wrap up.
Nice,
and export
yes.
this out. So to export this, we're going to select our model. We're going to go to File, Export, FBX, and then we're going to export this file as an FBX file with selected objects turned on. So we only want to export the mesh. We're going to have everything else turned on. So we're going to apply all our geometry in terms of modifiers. So that mirror modifier will automatically apply, and then just push export.
He said, and then just
And
puss.
it's
He's thinking about
And now
pussy
let's just
too.
go to
Oh
Mixamo.
shit.
So just go to mixamo.com or just type in Mixamo into your search parameter.
Oh, Mixamo.
Let's go to mixamo.com. And this is a sort of a company owned by Adobe. So you need an Adobe account to log in. So I'm just going to log into my account. Not now. Fuck that off.
Could eating bad pizza make
And
you tired?
It's really easy to use Mixamo, and it's a great way to test out the topology and the efficiency of your rig. So you have tons of different animations to play with. So let's just upload our own character. We're going to choose our exported file. We'll
Whoa.
process that character. as you can see, we have our mesh ready to go. So just follow the prompts, add ourselves our fictional chin, add our fictional wrists. So just at
Cats
the
are
edge
starting to
there.
freak out.
Our elbows. So that's where our elbows are sitting at the moment. Knees. And the groin. So that's where the groin is sitting. So around that point there. And then basically just push next. You'll process that for a few minutes. And we'll be able to see this little rig in action. Even though it's just a really simple mesh, you'll be able to see how efficient this edge flow is going so far. Ooh, damn, there we go. We can see it working already.
Cats
If
are
we push
freaking the fuck
we can
out.
test out some cool animations just with this basic topology. We can get to dance. Ooh, damn. There's some Eddie Gordo shit going on right there, man.
Oh, that's
We
actually
can get it
nuts.
to, let's see what else we can do. Use a fax machine. And the cool thing about this is that you can actually test to see if the arms are too short or too long. At the moment, they look like they're just about the right length. If we add the hands, they'll probably be the right proportions. And we'll just play with this a little bit more just to see how it's going. So right now, it looks like the shoulders are looking pretty good. The arms are looking pretty good. And you can see how, like, we need to add that extra volume in the elbows because we're not getting that right bend. It's looking a little bit spaghetti-like in those corners there. So we're going to add that volume in the next video.
Wet spaghetti noodle.
Same goes with the legs. We can see a little bit of spaghetti night. Like, you see, like, it's not really that, not really maintaining the volume that much. But you can see how efficient this setup is already, just with this
Hyper basic
topology.
shit,
And
yeah.
as we flesh this out even more, it's going to get even better. Let's do one more animation. Let's have a look.
Do something crazy.
Ooh, see, look at that. We're getting some really cool deformations already, just with this basic mesh.
That's not bad at all.
Not bad, eh?
I
And as we
literally
get
just said
face
that.
in there, we'll get those elbows properly
Yeah, it's fucking
in there. We'll
dope.
get that butt in there. We're gonna have
Yeah,
a really cool mesh.
booty, rocking everywhere.
So I'm just gonna ignore this for the rest of the. Just gonna ignore this, and you don't have to pay any money for using Mixer Mode, at least for the base mesh, the base software. So just sign up with Adobe account or an email, and just test out your rig. So yeah, next video we're gonna cover that volume issue. We're gonna add the butt. Really cool mesh. So I'm just gonna ignore this for the rest of the. Just gonna ignore this. And you don't have to pay any money for using Mixer Mode, at least for the base mesh, the base software. So just sign up with Adobe account or an email, and just test out your rig. So yeah.
Okay, before we start the next video, I've got to go feed these cats. So I will BRB. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna hit up part 3 next. Ow. Howie Louie, ready for snack time. Howie Louie, yeah. Da, 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 da. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Him love nectar time. closet? They're not even in there, guys. Where does Mama put them snappers? They're not tall enough. What the heck did Mama do with it? They're not there. Not under there. Guys, this is not fun. Boys, hold on, boys. There's no telling what Mama did. Guys, what did Mama do with it? Of course, she's put them in their cabinet. What did Mama do with the knackers, boys? Literally looks everywhere, guys. I'm looking. I don't know where she put them. Where did Mom put their knackers? They were right there. What in the heck did she do with them? Fucking Angie hid the cat's snack food. What the fuck? Maybe she put them in a closet. Here. Wait, I love you. Bye. We found it, boys. I'm sorry. She told me where it was. I could not remember where her foot is. And it was in every spot. It was literally the only spot I did not even look. Shut your face, bird. You are most annoyers ever. Shh. Fucker, you are so annoying. No life would cry like that. Shut up. Jeez Louise, Howie Louie. God damn it's annoying. And the worst cat ever, always so blah, 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 blah. It's just like, shut up already. Jeebers, no one cares. God damn it. Why you gotta be so noisy? Can't you tell that no one gives a shit? Wait. Oh, fucking hey, we figured it out, y'all. You'll never fucking guess, but it was. I literally was so close to finding it before having to call her. I looked in 3 out of the 4 drawers in her vanity and just was like, she wouldn't put it in here. It's not in here. Guess where it fucking was? It was in the drawer I didn't fucking do. I didn't look at. Alright, anyway. Hot. It wasn't hot. It was my fucking jaw did a weird thing. Okay. Part 3.
One simple but brilliant trick to cool your home in 90 seconds. Tired of hot and stuffy rooms during summer? This genius way to cool any room in 90 seconds for almost zero.
G'day everyone, Dikko here with another
What's up, Dikko?
kick-ass
Thanks for doing this.
walkthrough. Today we're going to continue adding some volume to our mesh. And before we get started, I just want to say thank you for everyone who's been watching so far. The response has been absolutely amazing. The comments have been really positive, and the best part of all of you seem to be understanding the content and are keen to actually make some stuff on your own. So I can't wait to see what you make. So thank you once again, and let's get started. Starting with the shoulders. Now you can see here we got a little bit of stretching there, So we need to sort of give some extra separation between the torso and the arms. So we're not going to add extra geometry there yet, or actually in the shoulders, or the torso, sorry. We're going to just add an actual edge loop that sort of separates the arm from the shoulders and the chest. So I'm going to select these faces here, or these edges, sorry. And I'm basically just going to add a bevel to those edges. So Control B, just add a bevel, and we've basically got the edge loop that we need. And all we need to do now is kind of just smooth out that edge loop a little bit, just so it hasn't got so much stretching going on. Just scale it in a little bit, and you can see we're already getting much better separation, or get much better distribution of face edges there. So I'm just going to smooth those out. And you can see we're adding form to those shoulders now. We've actually, just with that extra bit of geometry and that extra edge loop that we have now. So now we have a nice clean edge loop that goes right around the arm before it hits the loops of the arm. So we have a loop that's going over the shoulder and around the back. We have a loop that's going between the arm and the shoulder, and then one for the top of the shoulder as well. So it gives us a lot more flexibility when it comes to filling out those shoulders. So as you can see, just add a little bit there.
My juice and crackers, we're good to go.
We can bring back this loop a little bit so we don't get that stretching that we had. We can add one loop there, and you can see that it's already looking way, way better. And then we just have to sculpt out, just smooth out those faces, and you can see what a difference that makes. Just adding that little bit extra, one single additional edge loop.
I don't know if he's good and he makes it look easy, or if it's just like super fucking easy. And I was like overthinking
really nice shoulder to work with. All right, so with that shoulder out the way, it's time to add volume to the hips and the butt. And in a very similar fashion,
I can't wait to get my
how we just did with the shoulders.
Get back in the blender and start doing this with my character.
The shoulders and the hips are kind of similar. They are connecting the connection point between the limbs and the torso, so that's not too surprising. So what we're going to do, we're going to select a very specific set of edges. So we're going to select this edge and this edge. So we're going to follow the pattern as I'm showing you here, and I'll explain in a second. So basically, we're going to select the middle edge here, where we get the connection or the change in direction of the hip to the leg. So where we have this 5-edged star, we're going to switch the direction down just one face, and then follow the edge loop along the thigh or the upper hip up to that point where we see that five pole again there, and then redirect that selection exactly as it is at the front. And then we're going to bevel that selection like so. So we get this edge loop. So now we have some extra volume straight from the bat, and I'll demonstrate. We have an edge loop that follows in and around the middle of the hips. We have a edge loop that follows around the butt, and now we have this edge loop here that follows around the body. And notice how we're getting that change of direction now. We're getting that change of direction as it goes, to form that sort of buttocks sort of shape. Now it's worth noting that the butt cheeks actually sit lower than the crotch area. So your butt cheeks should be sitting a little bit lower than the crotch at its lowest point. And to demonstrate, let me just show you some stock photography of a woman standing in profile. All right, so yeah, just inspecting the body here, you can see.
Whoa, hold on a second. There's nude pictures here, man. He's trying to get me TOS or some shit.
Actually sits below the curve of the front of the crotch. So the actual
body,
it's
art. I don't know if there's like an art threshold or not.
And then the muscle of the butt is actually extending below
that. I've never seen anybody get away with nudity on Twitch, so like, probably banned.
So starting from the back, we need to add an extra edge loop down the center line. And then, if you notice here, we want to start with this edge loop at the top here to form the shape of our buttocks. So just above the hip, we're going to
shape of the buttocks.
Delete
hold on, I missed something.
back, we need to add an extra edge loop down the center line. And then, if you notice here, we want to start, it's not too surprising. So what we're going to do, I'm showing you here, and I'll explain in a second. So basically, we're going to select the middle edge here, where we have this the edge loop along the thigh, or the upper hip, up to that point where we see that five pole again, there, and then redirect that selection exactly as it is at the front. And then we're going to bevel that selection, like so. So we get this edge loop. So now we have some extra volume straight from the bat, and I'll demonstrate. We have an edge loop that follows in and around the middle of the hips. We have a edge loop that follows around the butt, and now we have this edge loop here that follows around the body. And notice how we're getting that change of direction now. We're getting that change of direction as it goes, you know, to form that sort of buttocks sort of shape. Now it's worth noting that the butt cheeks actually sit lower than the that follows around the body. And now we have a edge loop that follows. Now we have some extra loop. So we get this like so. Then we're going to bevel that selection.
Okay, that's what I missed, was the bevel.
So we get this edge loop. So now we have some extra volume straight from the bat, and I'll demonstrate. We have an edge loop that follows in and around the middle of the hips. We have a edge loop that follows around the butt, and now we have this edge loop here that follows around the body. And notice how we're getting that change of direction now. We're getting that change of direction as it goes, you know, to form that sort of buttocks sort of shape. Now it's worth noting that the butt cheeks actually sit lower than the crotch area. So your butt cheeks should be sitting a little bit lower than the crotch at its lowest point. And to demonstrate, let me just show you some stock photography of a woman standing in profile. All right, so yeah, just inspecting the body here, you can see aware of that. So starting from the back, we need to add an extra edge loop down the center line. And then, if you notice here, we want to start with this edge loop at the top here to form the shape of our buttocks. So just above the hip, we're going to actually delete some faces.
Oh shit.
Make sure you don't delete the center line completely, but we're going to use one center line as a change in direction. So we're going to delete those faces here, and then just delete them. And then we're going to select these edges and then smooth it out like so. And then spreading it out a little bit. And then we're going to extrude out these edges to form the edge loop, or the change of direction and flow of the buttocks.
Why didn't he do the whole thing?
As you can see, we're forming the volume as we speak. I'm just connecting up that loop so it sort of wraps around the body. And the same with the top. So now we have a nice clean loop that goes around the circumference of the body and wraps around itself. But it's also forming the sort of inner cheek of the buttocks. Alright, let's start to fill out this inner buttocks basically. Alright, so I'm going to do another extrusion.
It's the same pattern. Oh no, same pattern, okay.
Extrude in. And we're going to add another edge loop at the front of the body so we can use it to add some volume to the butt. So we're going to connect those up like so. We're going to connect the top of the loop again like so. And notice how now we just have a hole to fill in the body. Just cleaning it up a little bit using the sculpt tools. And now it's just a process of filling in the buttocks in a very considered manner. And I might have to add some extra geometry down the back of the spine. So in this case, I'm going to delete the top of their neck, because I don't want those edge loops to go around the front either. So I just want to add one span down the back of my body, and that will travel down the leg. All right. So I'm just starting to fill out the back of the butt. Keep an eye on your edges. Make sure you're connecting them in a very considered manner. And again, this takes a bit of trial and error, so a little bit of practice goes a long way. And again, I'm just trying to make sure I have a very clean topology that wraps around the front of the body, around the back. So I just added another edge loop there, and now I'm just filling in all those little niggly bits that need to be filled. And once we sculpt it and smooth it out, we're going to get a very clean distribution of edges along the hips and the butt and the front of the body. And look at that, we're starting to see that bikini line come into play there. And now it's just a matter of just pulling those verts, sculpting in the volume, bringing those hips back, and we're basically done with the butt. So sometimes when I'm sculpting, I like to apply the mirror tool. That gives me a smoother sort of transition when I'm sculpting down the center line. You might get a little error here, so just turn off our face sets, and then just sculpt out, smooth out those faces along the center line. So we're going to get a nice smooth amount of topology around the back. And we're just going to pull out those hips a little bit, and we basically got the form of the body up and running for the butt and the crotch. And make sure that once you're happy with the sculpt, to make sure you delete half of your model again and reinitiate the mirror modifier. So with the butt out the way, just take some time to sculpt out the volume where you need it, get the thighs up and running, check to see how it's all looking with regards to your image, and yeah, it's time to look at the elbows and knees. All right. Moving on to the elbows, and this is not too difficult. It's just about adding some loops and extra geometry into that point of articulation. So starting with our selection, we're just going to go into face select mode, select these faces. So we're going to select about half of the loops or the faces in our arm loops, going down the center line basically. So from the center line of the body, like this center line and this center line, we're going to select those faces, and then we're going to just inset, we're going to smooth out those selections, bring it out, smooth it again like so, and then we're going to merge some verts. So we're going to merge 1, 2, 3 and 4, merge to last. Same at the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, merge to last. And then we're going to delete these edges. So we get a loop that travels down from the shoulders, around the elbow, and then back down the body, like so. We get something like this. And then the same pattern happens in the opposite direction toward the hand.
It's like creating a hinge,
and then we're going to add something known as a double
nuts.
diamond loop. So we're going to repeat the process, but within that loop, essentially. So we're going to do the same thing. Inset. Bring it out a little bit. Smooth it. And then same pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4. Merge to last. 1, 2, 3, 4, merge to last, delete those edges, and then we can just sculpt in that elbow a little bit so we get a smoother transition. And that's basically it. And you can see we have a double sort of pattern going on. 1 loop, 2 loop, 3 loop, 4 loop in that pattern, basically.
I need to
and
take
we're gonna add a few more loops into the arms now, and you can actually flesh those out a little bit if you wanted to. So we've basically got the geometry of the arm sorted, and we can basically repeat the exact same process in the legs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And one more, I think, down the center line there. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Same process. Inset. Bring it out. Smooth. So you get that knee. You see the knee coming into play here? Then 1, 2, 3, 4 to last. 1, 2, 3, 4 to last. And one more repeat of that process once we delete these edges. Inset. Bring it out. Smooth.
That's crazy.
And then
What's
again,
Carl?
same process.
Cupcake
Merge.
City
1,
in
2,
here.
3, 4. Merge to last. 1, 2, 3, 4. Merge to last.
Wait.
Select those edges. Delete them. And again, we're going to get the exact same pattern we had in the arms. 1, 2, 3.
Oh shit, we're getting deep in
and
it
4.
now.
Perfect.
We've
All right,
Caught
so all
up
need
to
do
where
now
we were
is
the
just
other
sculpt
day,
out
and
those
then we
knees a little bit.
went way past it. But
And we basically have our
we're kind of doing what the
volume
recommended thing
preservation
was. We're trying to watch the
sorted, so I
entire
added a few
series,
loops
and
there just
then
to fill
we'll
out
jump
that
back into
definition a little
Blender
bit.
and start doing our modeling. Probably
now
with this playing on the
that's
side,
basically
so we
good
can
to
try
go
to.
in terms of volume.
Look
The
at that.
volume we added to the
This is like,
shoulders, the butt,
I
arms,
think
and
like
legs.
50
And
minutes
if you were
worth
doing a
of
male
modeling
character,
for
you're
him,
basically
and he's
good
like
to go. But
got
since
some
we're doing
shit
a female,
going on.
we've got to add those breasts.
Add the
Alright, so
breasts.
let's
Add
add some
the
breast
breasts.
tissue. And
Add
in
the
terms of
breasts.
topology, it's actually quite simple, but in
Fuck
terms
yeah,
of
this is my
getting
favorite
the
part.
form and shape right, it can be a bit difficult. But that's alright. Let's just jump right in and
Now
get
we're
started.
cooking
So
with gas.
firstly, I'm going to select the faces I need. So I'm going to select these faces. Basically, I'm going to not select the center line. Don't select the center line or else you're going to get some fuck-uppery. So select those. I'm going to smooth out that selection a little bit. I might circularize that a little bit as well. And just pull that out just a tad. And then extrude. Obviously that looks absolutely ridiculous, but it'll make sense shortly. So we're just going to manipulate those faces a little bit and get the proportions right with this very basic topology. So try to be a bit realistic with your approach. Don't have to have giant jugs or, you know,
Yes, you do.
balloon titties. Just keep it natural. All
No.
right.
Balloon titties, giant breasts.
So
Leave
just
me alone.
slowly just manipulate all that. Add a few ledge loops there. And then you can basically just sculpt in the detail for the rest, for the most part. So I'm going to turn on my wireframe overlay and just manipulate the geometry as you have it there.
Huge
I'm going
bulb,
to also
huge
merge
breasts.
these
Wait, I kind of wasn't paying
faces
attention.
together. to
I'm
get
not
to a
making
point.
boobies on mine, so we really don't
Like
need to worry
so.
too much about the boobies.
I'll bring that out
I am gonna make boobies eventually, though.
like that.
Oh, he's
Might
got
add
the
one
nips
extra
going
ledge loop,
already.
And now it's just about sculpting in the form.
Oh shit, my dick just hit the desk. Jesus. He's like, you don't want to make them too big.
Do you need 1,000 parts or just one?
1,000 parts or just one? Oh.
CNC machining or 3D printing? Special fin.
And as you can see,
Oh look, there's
always
Streamlabs, one of
approach
the new fucking timers I
these
made.
sort of forms from every angle. Because at one angle it may look right, but at the top it may look square, all that sort of stuff. So just try and keep it.
Yeah, look at your
Consider
breasts from
every
all
angle you're gonna
angles.
see these kind of.
Ooh, I can move my pinky toes separate from my other toes. I can do like this weird like thing where I like move them kind of like around like that. That's like my random. That was something random. Streamlabs. I did it. Cloudbot. Go
forms
fuck yourself.
to make it feel a bit more real.
You know, it's funny because when I was in grade school, they used to say if you can move your pinky toe, you were gay. I never told anybody. Like, fuck that. Everyone's gonna call me gay.
And I think
Now
that'll
I
do
know
for
that that's
now for
not
this character.
at all related,
So let's
but
jump into Mixamo.
moving your pinky toe doesn't make you gay. I think it's like liking sucking dick makes you gay. I think that's the threshold. That's the line you have to cross. And pinky toes aren't involved at all.
Before I do that, I might just bring in the arms a little bit. Just bring in
Kids
that
are so
form there.
twisted.
So I'm gonna select that edge loop. Just bring it in a little bit. Flatten that out. Just a little bit.
Ooh.
That's looking better. You can also add an extra edge loop there if you want to. And just sculpt out some of the form. So if you feel like you need to add some extra geometry where needed, you can, because we have those edge loops and we have that geometry to play with without fucking up the rest of the model.
Damn, he's so fast. Like, I have a feeling like it's gonna take me,
Alright, cool.
like what's taking him tens of
Alright,
minutes
let's
is
jump
gonna
into
take me
Mixamo
like
and give it a
hours,
test
if
run.
not tens of hours to accomplish.
Alright, I've taken the time to import both versions of our mesh from Mixamo. So I have our initial mesh from the start of the video and our mesh now that it's been edited
Nice. Yeah, look at the
with all our volume preservation additions
good.
to the topology. So I got a bit of animation, so let's play it back and see what the differences are.
Oh,
Now, I don't know
yeah.
if you saw the differences there, but they're very clear to me. And if we just stop at a certain point, here's a really good point here. There's some very clear and obvious improvements, namely in the knees, in the butt, and in those elbows. You can see there's a clear change. So obviously in our initial version, we have our knees, which are looking really soft. The transition is super soft there. Whereas with our knees in our updated,
Look at how the fucking
improved model.
You can like already tell that like just by, and he's mentioned this before, but like just by using the modeling techniques that he's using and making sure is like each step of the way he's like maintaining this clean and like purposeful geometry, right? He's not just adding random shit, like, and it's like really well thought out. You can see like the creasing, like he just has really natural creasing in areas where you'd expect creasing to occur. Like the butt looks a little weird, but obviously the weight of the rigging is going to be completely different than, because he's using like an automated rigging animation tool for this that's free. So it's just like to make a quick example, but yeah, it's,
we're getting a nice
I'm
clean
blown
transition
away.
in that articulation at the knee joint. Same goes with that elbow. Look how soft that elbow is compared to this one. We're getting that nice hard edge there.
good bends.
Just
Yeah,
with that little addition that we added in about 5 minutes.
it looks human.
And then obviously in the butt, we're getting some butt cheekiness going on there. We could use a little bit of improvement with the rigging there, but you know, Mixamo is an automatic rigger. So, you know, that's all right. But you can see we're getting zero volume preservation there in the butt in our original. And now with our
No
new one,
fucking
we're getting some
clapping
actual
cheeks.
cheek in there. It's looking way more cheeky, so to speak. And
way
that
more
becomes
cheeky,
doubly
so to
once
speak.
we
That's
start to
good on you,
subdivide
sir.
this,
Good on you.
mesh. So let's subdivide and see what happens. Again, let's play it back, and we'll stop at that same point. And you can see the knees especially are looking much more noodly in that articulation with our original. With our new and improved version, look at that knee. It actually looks like an actual knee.
does.
It's stretching at the point where we added that extra geometry, and it's compressing.
Get that clap,
where
girl. Hit
at the
me
back
with
of the
that
knee.
Snapchat.
And that's
You
exactly
know
what we
you'll
want.
get a
And
clap
again, same
back.
with the arms. Look at that. Looking
Looking
a
at
lot
that
more
snap
noodly
back.
in the original version, and in our improved version, we're getting much better articulation.
I don't know, but I think that was a
Additionally,
rap
even in
song.
the shoulders, we're getting some
That's a
additional,
rap.
improvements. Look at the shoulders. Actually, there's some definition going
like
on there
that.
as well.
Mention
right
the
there at the
boobies.
shoulder
Mention the
point.
boobies.
And that can be improved even further with proper sculpting and, you know, adhering to
Oh,
your model sheet and
he
stuff
keeps
like that.
mousing over the boobies.
So there you
Earlier-
go. Just with a few improvements.
Earlier in the video, he kept like, or no, it was at the end of the last video. He kept like doing stuff to the crotch and like hovering around the crotch. And then he said blah 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 blah, and he was trying to say possibly or something, but instead of saying maybe plus or I don't know, but he ended up saying puss and like stopped himself. And I was like, I was thinking of pussy too. That's so funny. Like, it was even on his mind. He almost accidentally said pussy. He stopped himself and then corrected himself, but it was like, I'm in your head.
Yeah, took about,
he's in all of our
half an hour to
heads.
do it. But with just that half an hour,
He's
and
been
taking the time
making
to consider your
X-rated
mesh
models
and consider,
for
you know,
years.
properties
You
and
know
the
he
functionality
has.
of your future rig and what it's going to be like.
That's
in
how he's been
animation,
making money this
you
whole
can
time. He's like,
vastly
you want
improve your
you
can
want a
vastly improve the
waifu that
presentation
you can
of your
fuck?
model through
I will
animation.
make you that waifu.
So with that out of the way, next week or next session, we're going to probably start with the hands.
Oh, it's so
and
good.
the hands are quite a complicated matter, but I think
Yeah,
you guys
the
can pull it
hands
off
video
with
is
the
like a
right
fucking
construction.
40-minute video.
So until then, catches and have fun.
Hands,
Did I
it's
push record?
33 minutes. I'm so
I did.
Okay, I may have lied to everybody. I made it sound as though I was gonna try to do like a 5-hour stream tonight. I'm fucking exhausted. I don't know what happened today, but like at some point from getting home to right now, something has happened where it just like, I guess it just hit me all of a sudden. That like, maybe it's like, I don't fucking know, man. Earlier, I was like, felt like I was nodding off. Like I was like having trouble keeping my eyes open. I ate a little snack, drank some juice. It's not helping. I feel super tired. I want to go lay down. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, I've hit the wall. Like I want to keep going. I just feel like I can't. And if I just push myself too hard tonight, then like it's just gonna get worse. It's gonna snowball into tomorrow, and like I just feel that anyway. So like then tomorrow I'm gonna want to quit even sooner. So it's like I'm thinking it's 9 o'clock now. We went for 2 hours. That's about par for me. I say we call it tonight, not start in the next video. We think and try to digest everything we've learned. I don't know how many series there are or videos there are. It looks like there could be up to 10 or more. So we're looking at like a lot of just watching videos over the next week and the weekend. Yeah, I went from like it was like it didn't hit me until like like right after the first hour of the stream, and I was like talking about, oh, I'm gonna try to go 5 hours, 5+ hours, and it's like there's no fucking way. Like I could probably do another hour, so like the next video, but I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't. No. I say we stop it. We did good today. We'll hang out. We'll relax. Tomorrow, we'll jump in, hopefully with a lot more energy. So, segue to the exit screen here. Thanks for hanging out. We've got some new automated messages popping up in the chat now. Links to all the different. Louis, shut the fuck up! I'm doing my outro, bro. Nobody gives a shit about whatever you're meowing about, okay? Okay? Fucking asshole. Hey, have a good night, Carl. Sorry, I was getting onto my little cat. He's like fucking wailing his ass off in the hallway. Like, shut the fuck up. All right. So, tomorrow, same plan. Let's shoot for 3 hours tomorrow. Instead of just like going from like, oh, I'll stream 2 hours a night, and then it's like 5 hours. That's more than double what we usually do. Let's focus on conserving energy tomorrow, eating healthy, staying hydrated, keeping like high energy, and then we'll just plan on pushing it a little harder tomorrow. I honestly think it might be a good idea to maybe, so like the hands is the next video. It seems like a lot. Like, what if tomorrow we jump into Blender and just get caught up to where we are in the series, get to where we would need to make hands, and just see if we can use what we've learned so far to at least get like a base model down up to the point that he's got it. No head, no hands, basic feet, just block the body, arms and legs out, get the bikini, shoulders, the elbows, the knees, get all of that prepped in, get it looking good, and then continue on the series. But I don't know. I'm not going to commit to that just yet. It's just an idea. Right now, we're going to plan on sticking to the original plan of watching the entire series before jumping in, and then working along the series, or working with the series to get get the character model. So I don't need it to be perfect. I don't need it to be great. I don't need it to look professional. I need it to be functional and look decent so that I can start creating assets for the stream. Banners, different animations, eventually work it into possibly making emotes and like all kinds of cool shit. I can just like see all the possibilities. It's just like, this is a huge hurdle in getting there. It's like having this 3D model rigged and animated, and like having the knowledge to fuck with it, and like all the know-how to fuck with Blender and render these assets is like gonna be nuts. Like it basically it just opens so many doors for us with the stream, and like, so it's exciting. And then I just gotta find out like Hamilton needs to come up with a mascot, and then we'll fucking get him making one, and do some cool shit for him. Fucking let's make Hammy a fucking VTuber. No, anyway, all right, I'll see you guys later. Sorry, yelled at you, woo woo. What do you want? Why are you staring at me?